Is Kelazhur and Jim as our first series of the day, and oh, I cannot believe it, Jim is already the name on the text so that we don't have to change it for the barcode. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, that is just something going right after so much went wrong already. Guys, hello, welcome to the stream. This is the Leifeng Cup number 158. So sorry that we took a little while to get started here today, but we are in game, we're ready to go. And we have one heck of a group. Jim and Kelazhur, obviously our first players up here in Group B of the competition. However, coming up, we have Björn and we have Dark, which means we have a WCS Global Finals Grand Final rematch right here for you guys on stream today. So make sure you keep tuned for that as we kick things off. To the top left side of the map, for Invictus Gaming, it is Jim. And building a proxy racks across the map, our blue Terran player from OSC-ROOT, it's Kelazhur. Alright, so welcome. How's everyone doing today? Let me know what is up. I did decide to stream the Leifeng Cup. I was very nearly not going to because Base Trade have decided to start casting the Leifeng Cup, which sort of makes me in this sort of position where I have to question whether it's worthwhile to cast the Leifeng Cup, but we decided to stream it today anyway to see how it goes, and to see what happens, and see if it is indeed worthwhile or if I should just not bother. So, we shall see. But for now, the Reaper is on the way up from this proxy, and Jim, well, he's going one base. He's got double gas down. He actually commits in towards this Zealot early on, so Zealot comes out. I mean, SCV scouts double gassed, and immediately we're going to be seeing Kelazhur and Jim going into a super weird game, as we're going to be seeing this factory coming up at the front of the main base, and a proxy Stargate coming down. So that's going to be Kelazhur's defense here, this factory back at home, while his Reaper will pop out and go in towards the main base. Already two workers killed, third worker going to go down as well. No, it doesn't quite get it there. As you see the mothership core now popping out, and Kelazhur has to be careful because he doesn't want to lose the Reaper. 3 workers do go down. Now he backs away, but again, back at home, he's just going to build a Cyclone. I mean, really, this Cyclone is going to be pretty interesting, because Cyclones don't kill things very fast when they're locked on anymore. So this is actually going to be very interesting. We'll see a depot coming up here as well from Kelazhur. It's going to be seen in proxy the starport. I mean, this is a very standard move to proxy the starport after you've gone for the proxy barracks. Build the factory at home as some defense, and then the starport comes up as well. And with the Reaper, if you scout a Robo, you go for a Liberator. If you scout a Stargate or something, or not a Robo, you generally tend to go for a Cloaked Banshee player. So I expected Kelazhur to go for Cloaked Banshee here. He might go Liberator, then Cloaked Banshee, because he just feels as though that's maybe a way that works as well. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do this. There's 2 Reapers hop in. He's going to keep this one alive for now. Stern Stalker is going to get grenaded. Doesn't quite save the Reaper, however. As probes will pop pylons down on the low ground, and this Cyclone will come in. Oh my god, Cyclones actually kill pylons pretty quick. That's crazy. I never thought of the Cyclone as just a way to defend against the pylon rush, but I mean, that definitely works out. We're actually going to see a Void Ray on the way. No Oracle coming out here from our Protoss player. So he's just going to, with a Void Ray, try and bust down the front, while we see a Liberator coming up on the other side of the map. Obviously, if the Mothership core's over here, then I guess the Liberator does a great job, because it can just siege up, and this entire mineral line will be useless. So this is going to be actually pretty painful for Jim, who's had lost 3 pylons so far. These Cyclones are moving down the ramp. They really want to work on this. Now the overcharge comes down, and Kelazhur will begin to lose his first supply. He's actually going to lock onto the Mothership core, which will push it away and kind of get rid of the high ground vision for a little while. Void Ray coming forward now as well. The problem is Kelazhur doesn't really know exactly what's going on here. This Void Ray very nearly catches this Cyclone. Now we're going to probably have to see a full surround on that in terms of repair. And he keeps running away. He turns around, locks on, but I mean, how long can you run around in circles for? Because this Cyclone is not killing this Void Ray very quickly at all. Prismatic alignment has gone, but Kelazhur is in a lot of trouble because he literally just doesn't have anything that shoots up. This Liberator back at home actually gets taken down before he can kill a single probe. And Kelazhur, I think, has just lost game number 1, as it's been a completely crazy one-base fest. You're going to see a Stalker motion for, and this Void Ray still looking around to still try and get more damage done. This Cyclone popping out, and just to the south side here is going to get shut down as well as it comes in towards the back of this mineral line. There it goes. Goodbye, Cyclone. And now Kelazhur, I mean, he just doesn't have anything that shoots up back at home, so what's he ever going to do to get rid of these Void Rays? The Cyclone just doesn't give you good enough anti-air. I mean, you could make a Leifeng. I think that actually might be one of his better options at this point in time. Kelazhur going to type out GG, and Jim will take game number 1 of our first best of 3 here today. The top left-hand side of the map, we're going to be seeing what exactly our purple Terran player can get up to. And as we enter the next game of this, it is going to be Kelazhur from OSC-ROOT. See if he can tie up this series on Whirlwind. We're probably not going to see any proxy play. As we setting up. And looking to see what's going on. So this is Kelazhur top left, looking as though he's going to go CC first. To the bottom left-hand side, our Blue Protoss player from Invictus Gaming. It is Jim. Sorry that the stream paused momentarily, guys, so my PC must have had one of those little issues it keeps having. Let me just check to make sure that's what it was. Oh, yeah. Expert stopped working, we just had a hardware error. Brilliant. Well, at least this was a hardware error outside of the game. And also outside of the game, but and stuff like that. You know, that's something at least. Anyways, at least it wasn't too affecting, as long as you guys all remember to press play again and rejoin the stream. It's a little bit annoying, like the stream doesn't just automatically come back at all anymore. You actually have to press play if you're on like the HTML5 player. It's pretty crazy. Alright, quick drink of water while we get set up into this. Jim is once again one basing. He's actually going to be opening with the double gateway here, so a lot of pressure coming in from him over the next few moments. Was it Jim last week who played against Ryung in SGL maybe? And he went for this on Whirlwind. It was cross maps, he was bottom left, Ryung was top right, and he took game number 1 of the series with this super aggressive like stalker pressure, adept pressure, that sort of stuff. So I think that's what happened about a week ago in SGL. As we see 2 stalkers currently on the way up on this bottom left-hand side, we're going to be seeing this pylon on the way up as well, and just an orbital morphing in on the natural expansion. A couple of racks are coming up behind it. Only 2 racks. Are we going to see a third as well? He's just going to go third CC. Wow, okay, Kelazhur. Greedy plays here at the start of game number 2 of this best of 3. There's the proxy pylon. Another gateway will come down as Jim will just straight up pressure. Actually, does he build a Stargate? Yeah, I think he builds a Stargate, actually. Builds a gateway. Does he build a Stargate too? I think he might. I think that's something he has definitely done before, so I think that's definitely what he did last week against, yeah, there we go, against Ryung. So I definitely think it was Jim that did this. So yeah, just going to go all in, just going to pressure, and well, Kelazhur going for a super fast free CC on this map is not going to have a very good time at all. As I'm going to see 2 stalkers and a Mothership 4 pushing up the ramp, and just going to start to poke away at a bunch of these Marines. And I mean, already these Marines are in so much trouble. No bunker up. Super greedy play by Kelazhur is starting to be punished. Pylon's coming down towards the front. Mothership 4 is going to die, which means this pylon can be used for warpins, but obviously also high ground vision, but obviously not brilliant in other, in other senses, in other ways. So you're going to see this SCV will go down as well. Stalker's picking up the kill on that, and filling forwards again, just going to get rid of this Marine. So Marine does go down, and Stalkers will continue to pick their way through these SCVs one at a time. So SCVs continuing to go down. And the Stalker's just going to pop up the ramp, sees the bunker on the high ground. I mean, obviously that's why Kelazhur will try to hold at this point. If he can hold, he's got triple CC, but he just has to make sure he doesn't die. And the Oracle is going to make that very difficult for him, because as he really kind of rallies all of his Marines towards this bunker for the next few moments, he's not immediately going to have anything in his main base mineral line. So this is, well, this is Kelazhur in a little bit of trouble right now. He's got one SCV going across the map, which will be nice to try and figure out, is there an expansion at all coming down for his opponent? Because if he cannot find that, then he will know that this is a continued commitment to an attack. As we see this Oracle going to fly in towards the main base. Actually, a turret is on the way up, so obviously Kelazhur sort of thought about this possibility of the Oracle. So he is actually a bit better prepared for this than I thought he would be. The turret comes up, and this is actually Kelazhur making the right decisions to stay in the game. Can these SCVs hold this bunker? This is going to be the real question. As we see SCVs, they're starting to repair it up. Actually, Stalker's just going to target down SCVs. But honestly, for Kelazhur is okay, because Kelazhur, we know he's got triple CC. So with triple CC on the map, he can sort of afford to lose SCVs. You know, he's still in the lead in work count right now. All he has to do is survive, and that is what he's doing for now, as this Oracle takes a bit more damage as well. A few more Stalkers will warp in towards the front, and they're going to go up this ramp in a few moments to try and break this bunker / pick off more workers. Here we go, Stalkers trying to push forwards, but well, Kelazhur's making a hold, up on this high ground. he's got the stability that he needs. This is something Ryong did not have. I can't remember what Ryong actually did when he went up against this. Oh my god, the mothership core full of energy goes down once again. And we've seen these swords continue to try and push through in towards this bunker, but honestly, it's not working out. Marauder in the back, and Jim might feel like he's doing some decent damage, but look at this. Kelazhur's SCV count is growing, and Jim knows it. GG's out of the game. He's seen the triple CC, and he knows he's not in a good position in this. We'll be back next week from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday once again, as we are every week with the Leifeng Cup. And on Monday, we'll bring you Group C. Group D on Tuesday is the Group of Death. Going to be great. Actually, no, I'm thinking of the wrong event. I say Group of Death on Group D. Group D is going to be Hero and Zest up against some Chinese Zerg players. Group C is Keen, maybe? Did Keen qualify? Group C is Keen and Stats. Yeah, against Maxhead and Rush Crazy. So that's Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, of course. We bring you guys the playoffs of the Leifeng Cup number 158. So make sure you tune in for all of that. Getting some great StarCraft 2 action over the next week, as it is every week. Again, every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from midday CET, the Leifeng Cup. $2,200 up for grabs. Awesome stuff. So top right-hand side of Habitation Station, it's time to introduce our Red Protoss player from Invictus Gaming. It is Jin. And he is going up against the Blue Terran player. It is OSC-ROOT's Kelazhur. SCV will come out onto the map and start to move over to the right-hand side, as after the way this series has gone so far, you cannot blame Kelazhur for wanting to scout early and to try and figure out exactly what his opponent is up to from the very early stages of the game. Kelazhur not going to try anything cheeky either. I don't think it's the right time or the right player to suddenly try, CC first on the gold base or anything crazy like that. So I think he knows this. I think he recognizes that. And so he does just come across the map with this first SCV here, up on in towards the main, and we'll just have a little bit of a scout around to see what's up and what is going on. So SCV comes into the main base, we'll just scout around through this mineral line. Factory is on the way up back at home from Kelazhur, so he's actually even going super safe. I didn't actually see his exact build, but he actually went gas first into Marine, which means the factory comes up super fast. Reactor will go down behind this, and he's already, here, Kelazhur is already on double gas here, so Kelazhur already on double gas is going to look to continue building up into kind of, starport and a lot of pressure in the early stages. We'll see how this goes. A Widowmine drop into a Liberator or so is the very sort of standard way to go about these things. We'll see how this develops over the next few moments. We see this SCV. We're going to pull it down towards the lower right-hand side. Stalker here as well from Jim. Going to pop out and going to start moving across the map as well. So Stalker will move across and have a little bit of a look to see what's going on. Nope, going to pull back. Cheeky Stalker. This was just a Stargate from Jim then, so double gas into Stargate, but he takes a fast Nexus as well, so more of a macro Stargate than what we've seen so far. I think Kelazhur to lose this SCV will probably recognize that he wanted to get in here and see what was on this pylon. It's such a weird pylon, because it's a pylon gives you very good vision of drops in towards your main base, but it's also a pylon which gives you such good access towards your opponent's main base from a Stargate, and so with this Oracle on the way out, things are looking, I feel as though Kelazhur may be able to read into this a little bit. We'll see. We will see. He's actually gone for this Widowmine into double Hellion play. This is a build which Kelazhur absolutely loves and adores. It's a lot of pressure that you apply early, but if there's an Oracle coming out, it can create some very weird situations where if you move across the map with all of these units, you might be in a lot of trouble. He is going to hide the Widowmine behind this orbital, and so that's going to be his sort of safety net here, where he wants to make sure that he has something to kind of fight back at home. As his probe moves forwards across the map, the Oracle's actually going to turn around, start chasing his medevac. I mean, it would be his only form of detection. As we're going to see, these Marines are going to think about start dropping in. No, they're going to back off. Phoenix on the way out, so he has to go somewhere with this medevac. And he's just going to load towards the gold base. Hellions will run in towards the natural, though. The overcharge comes in way too late. And the Hellions can just continue to sit here for now. 2 workers killed only. But, again, they've got lots of room to work with this man. That medevac took a lot of damage here. Doesn't quite go down. Tries to drop in towards the main base. Oh my god, this is super risky from Kelazhur. And he's sort of going to pay off for him for now. He's going to start getting rid of this pylon. Mothership core will not come into position in time. Hellions do go down in the natural expansion, but he unpowers the Stargate. And he's just going to want to keep that medevac in the back. He knows that Phoenix is there too, picks that off. That's less he has to worry about now that can pick off this medevac, especially in terms of actually lifting up and boosting away. Mothership Core will go down. It's a nice target because the Mothership Core is generally something you always want in the PvT. And so it's something he's going to be forced to rebuild. It's going to cost him 100 gas. There's a definite sure way of kind of taking away something that's super important compared to just killing one Stalker or so. And also it means that there's going to be less energy around for when this Liberator kicks into play. That's also something which kind of adds up from picking off that Phoenix, from empowering the Stargate. Everything Kelazhur has done is actually built towards this Liberator being even more effective than it should be. First probe goes down. I mean, there's still plenty of Stalkers, but look at this Liberator already unsieging. Backs away before the Stalkers. Okay, they'll get one shot off, but that's it. And there's no mobility on these Stalkers yet. They don't have blink or anything like that. So Kelazhur can come straight into the main, force a little bit more lost mining time. And then this Phoenix will slowly start working its way against it, as we're going to see. Probe's actually going to get shot as they go in towards the gas here. Is a little bit frustrating. He loses a Stalker as well. And this Kelazhur will finally get his Liberator taken down. But again, it's definitely done a decent amount of damage here in the early stages. There's a good amount of Marines joining up together, a couple of Cyclones. The Viking as well. All of these units from Kelazhur are going to be, well, just very safe, very defensive. Tank on the way also. And the next stage of this from Kelazhur is probably just 2 more racks and get ready to go into that Stim combat shields, as well as the engineering bay for the +1. There's the one negative of Kelazhur's build. You get a very late Stim pack, you get a very late combat shields, and puts you into a very sort of slow follow-up in terms of what else goes on in the game for you. So there's a little bit of a minor issue, but obviously, with the damage he's done, he's put himself into a great position to play from. And he can still get aggressive with these units as well if he would like to. Does he see the opportunity to? Well, maybe not. We look at this, he's got 5 Stalkers and 2 Phoenix. I mean, there's not even a Mothership Core rebuilt. If Kelazhur knew that, I think he'd already be halfway across the map, especially because his habitation station's pretty quickly head across the map, but I feel as though that's going to be sort of the way we go with this. You're going to see these few Phoenix just moving around. Going to pop straight in towards the main base here. Just left up a SCV a moment or two too late, actually denied from doing too much, as now we're going to see this Viking coming into play. And this Viking is going to be helping to get rid of one of the Phoenix. And it's another little pick off from Kelazhur. I still feel as though he sees Phoenix like this is when he should be pushing across the map, trying to get something done. I mean, Phoenix are alright, but look how many units he has, and he must know he's taken something of a lead with the damage he's taken early. I guess he just wants to play it safe. Jim taking the 3rd Nexus, not playing it safe at all. He's just going for it, putting everything he has into this already. We're going to see this Liberator coming in. Only going to be Stalker kills, but still 2 Stalkers for Liberator. Not bad, as well as lost mining time on the natural expansion. We'll just slow down Jim just a little bit further here. And Kelazhur continuing to build on up. There's the Stim, there's the combat shields, and the 3rd base. At this point, Kelazhur will just sit tight on his main/natural for the next kind of 2 to 3 minutes until Stim is finished. He's got medevacs comfortably out, and he can sort of just go from there. So that should be the next few minutes of the game from Kelazhur's point of view. Just sitting back, relaxing, getting ready to take his 3rd with the position he's built it in. It's sort of tough to say, but I imagine it'll go towards this gold base. It could fly all the way down here, because, I mean, if you look at it, there isn't very much space to build a 3rd on the lower ground, so I guess he probably couldn't have built it any closer to the kind of the southern 3rd base if he wanted to. So I guess maybe it isn't for gold, but he might just put it on the gold anyway because it's so close. In PvP, it feels though the TvP, feels though the gold base of the Terrans is not so bad to hold anymore. I mean, Colossi are going to come out, but the thing is with Colossi, you can just zone them away with Vikings, maybe a couple tanks up here or something. And if it just zones those units away, they can't get towards the gold, whereas it's much more difficult to kind of zone away Terran units, which might siege up the gold base of the Protoss player. Even just Bio from the low ground hitting up can be very frustrating, and, again, Colossi can maybe poke away at it, but I generally feel the Terran actually maybe has a bit of a, at least earlier through the mid-game. In late game, I think Protoss maybe has that advantage, but in the mid-game, I think it's really the Terran player who can still play with that. He is just going to take this southern base, though. So all of that discussion was for naught, as we can be seeing Kelazhur take the southern normal 3rd base instead of the gold anyways. So again, just literally could not build that CC any closer to the 3rd because there wasn't space in his bases. I mean, I guess he could have built it here if he moved his army or whatever. Was there a bunker here? There might have been. Anyways, doesn't matter now. The upgrades are finishing up, so Kelazhur is going for this attack across. Just pull his Cyclones back before they get caught by those Phoenix. You'll see this Colossus, but again, I mean, you look at the army of Kelazhur, and it's pretty terrifying with how much it is in this. Mothership Core is only just rebuilt, and that's actually a pretty big deal. The lack of overcharge could be very detrimental to the Protoss player, going into these next few moments is going to see Kelazhur just stims in. What's he going to target? Get some shots onto the core side. Nice force fields. A lot of this bio is still fighting anyways, though. Targeting down Phoenix nice and quickly as well. There's one Colossus still sat in the back. Finally, we're going to be seeing the Guardian Shield Sentry going down. That Colossus taking a little bit more damage. Tries to move forwards once again. The bio will just get in range of it. There we go. Finally, the Colossus is shut down. Man, it took him a little bit longer than I thought it would. But he shuts the Colossus down. With the Colossus now dead, Kelazhur will turn to fight once more. This Colossus, the second Colossus now taking a lot of damage. Jim ready to pull it to the high ground, but he doesn't. He had it selected. I don't know what he was doing if he had it selected, but then actually still left it there to die. As Kelazhur cleans up pretty much everything. I mean, there's an overcharge finally coming into play. This Widowmine goes off on the Zealots at the very end. I mean, Kelazhur loses everything as well, but I definitely feel as though it was a much better trade for him. Look at that resources loss. 8.1k to 4.8k. Really, really crazy out of really crazy out of Kelazhur. Great trades, and now you can just keep on pressuring. It's one of those situations where once you do a little bit of damage, you can probably just keep on attacking and picking away, chipping away at your opponent time and time again until it really works out for you. So we see these Marines and Marauders looking to move on forward. To see this Pylon starting to take a little bit of damage already as well. These few Stalkers and Zealots moving forwards as well. Now Pylon does now go down, and we're just going to be seeing these bio units picking off a Stalker, kiting away towards the Widowmine, which is actually going to go off and splash onto the sentries, perhaps. Oh, it's going to go off onto the group of Zealots instead. Well, that's still pretty good, because it takes away so much of the tankiness of this army. Sentries starting to go down, finally using their force fields. Here comes a new Colossus into the fray, and maybe just not quite enough here for Kelazhur to fight into a new Colossus. He'll add on a couple of Liberators to the composition, and well, maybe it's time to start going towards a couple of Vikings as well to help against the Colossus. But that said, I mean, there's only one of them, and I mean, there'll be a second one soon, but I don't think it's sort of a super pressing issue. This Colossus in the front's going to go down. Big mistake. Widowmine's going to get a lot of damage done as well. And again, it's just that splash which cleans up these tanky units in the front. Helps the Terran bio player out so much. As we're going to be seeing the Marines and Marauders continue to push on forwards. The Zealots will continue to fall. Single force field comes down, and that's going to be GG. Kelazhur takes game number 3. And he's going to be going through to a 1-0